I am a sucker for video game music because I personally believe it is one of the most crucial elements that allows players to immerse themselves into the storylines of these games and lets them enjoy themselves to the fullest within them. And I personally might be an addict to them because I just enjoy listening to them on a daily basis, even whenever I don't need to, while I'm at work or just in my leisure time, right? Whenever I have the time, I will be listening to any kind of Pokemon OST, to the Legend of Zelda music. I will be listening to music from Genshin Impact, Sunless Zone Zero, Star Rail, Darkest Dungeon, Crypt of the Necrodancer, Xenoblade Chronicles, Shin Megami Tensei, and many other songs from many other gaming franchises that I have used in previous videos because by the way, I have enjoyed the fact that in my comment sections there have been people that have recognized video game music that I have used in those previous videos. For those that have recognized the franchises that I have used, you all are amazing. Especially for those that have recognized the Disgaea OST, you all are great. So I just wanted to say that real quick. But I'm getting a little bit on a tangent there. In this video, I want to go over a few soundtracks from Star Rail and kind of just give in my 2 cents on them. Mainly because I will be honest, I couldn't really think of a proper idea that I wanted to flesh out for a video for this week. So I kind of just had this idea before the next patch arrives, and I have had this idea brewing in my mind for a while, especially because of one song from Belobog that I'm very eager to cover. So throughout this video, I will be going over 2 soundtracks per planet, and I will be giving out why I like them and what I enjoy about them, what is something that stands out about them, and why I think they are fitting towards the area that they have chosen to play it in, it's a little bit of an unscripted video, so apologies if I am a little bit all over the place, but I'm very happy to be making this video, so yeah, I really hope you'll enjoy it. With that being said, without words, I hope you all enjoy. Let us move on. Alright, so to start things off, I feel like it would have been an absolute crime not to begin with Herta Space Station and not to begin with Spacewalk. This song is, as always, just very calm and very comfy. Not to mention the fact that it is used in, I feel like, a lot of Star Rail videos, as well as just in all honesty, I feel like I've listened to it in non-Star Rail videos as well, from just either commentary videos, design videos, just everywhere, and I like it a lot. It is very soothing, it is very relaxing. The fact that it is used in the main control zone, it's nice. And I feel like the first time that we listen to it is when we meet Asta after the first it's after all that commotion and chaos from the Antimatter Legion invasion finally ends, right? So I feel like it's the best time for us to be introduced to this OST. Not to mention that it sounds perfect for the place that we're currently at. I like the little rhythm that you can hear in the background, and I don't know, it just sounds really nice. I'm just gonna shut up for a quick moment so you can listen to it, because again, I just really enjoy it. And yeah, I don't know, it just feels really soothing, really relaxing, and I'm, again, just a very, very huge fan of it. Also, I feel like I didn't mention this before, so I'm going to mention it now. None of these songs are going to be combat based. This is just overworld music. So, it's just going to be, again, music that is meant to be used to make you feel like you are being immersed into the world, make you feel like you're actually experiencing, like you're living within it. So I wanted to make that distinction clear, and I feel like I didn't before. So yeah, that is just like the disclaimer. So moving on to the next soundtrack now. Alright, coming up next, then the second song from Herta Space Station that I want to showcase is Deep Within, which is the music that you listen to whenever you're in the simulated universe, specifically in Herta's office. And the main reason why I wanted to use this one is because I feel like this is one of the songs that I tend to listen to often, not just willingly, but also forcefully. But it's still one that even though I listen to a lot, I enjoy. And the reason why I say forcefully is, even though I enjoy the song a lot, right? I know that I have listened to this so much because I have dove? Yeah, I think that's the correct word. I have dove so much into the simulated universe lore because I was reading through the dev entries, I was looking through all of the lore that was found to be there. I was looking through the curio lore. I was looking through what blessings was I missing. I was looking through what curios was I missing. I was looking through what events was I missing, occurrences, etc., etc., etc. There's a part in my brain that is very completionist coded, that was struggling and is still struggling. There's still parts from whatchamacallit, Golden Gears that I haven't completed, and I really want to, but I haven't. Also from Swarm, but that's gonna be something that I probably will never complete. But it's gonna bother me. But I don't have the mental fortitude to actually go along with it. But I just know that it's there, and I'm gonna still be listening to this music, especially when I do my deep dives eventually on the Path of Destruction, Elation, etc., etc. And I will be adoring this music all the way through. So yeah, I just want to say that this is one of my favorite songs, regardless of Herta Space Station. So with that being said, let us move on to Belobog, or better said, Journal 06. Alright, so coming up next, we have the OST that plays at Belobog Administrative District, which I will admit, this is the song that inspired this video, and it has been one that I have spoken about on my Twitch stream in the past when I used to do Twitch. I haven't done a live in quite some time, and I'll look into doing one again, maybe one day. I'm trying. I promise. But yeah, I this is one that definitely speaks volumes and is one of my most flavorful, and the one that I'm actually the most passionate about. I feel like in this entire video that I'm probably gonna yap way more than I feel like I should. So forgive me if this section is like a lot longer than it has to be, right? And I have a lot of bias for this one, right? What I genuinely adore about this particular song is how sorrowful it is. It has a lot of lament to it. It sounds depressing, but it has a lot of uplifting behind it, if that makes sense. It has a lot of highs and a lot of lows. It has this guitar that is playing at the very beginning. There's an NPC that is seen playing the guitar that if you actually approach them, they mute the OST and you start listening to them playing the guitar, and it's actually like one of my favorite little details from this place actually. On top of that, it actually reminds me so much of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Because in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, there is a place called Tantal, which, funnily enough, there's a somewhat similar plotline, right? Where they in that place, they're not planets, they have titans, which are essentially living planets, right? And their titan is dying, and because it is dying, their planet is freezing, and their song kind of feels very reminiscent of that of Belobog's. So right now, I'm gonna start playing the music that would play in Tantal instead of Belobog's. I just want to clarify real quick that I'm not saying that like Belobog took inspiration or copied like Xenoblade Chronicles. Like, no. I just want to say that I just got that same vibe, and it is one of my favorite things because I just personally love the fact that it immediately reminded me of it, and it made me really happy that I got like this sort of like same vibes, and it makes it perfect for the sake of storytelling, right? And just the fact that it reminded me of it is the thing that I appreciate about Belobog. Also, for context, in the song here for the one in Tantal, the lyrics sing about how they want the suffering come to an end. However, there will be a new day, and in this new day, they will hope to move forward. Life will keep on going, and it is again one of my favorite things that legitimately symbolize what Belobog is going through. So I am, again, just narratively speaking, a sucker for the fact that Belobog reminds me of this song, and just even though this song has nothing to do with Belobog, the fact that I'm reminded of this song just makes it perfect. And it has nothing to do with the game, but I wanted to vent that out, and it makes me happy. And it is my video, so I just wanted to let you all know, and I just wanted to let people know that this masterpiece exists, and it has a whole music video. So, Hoyo, if you can make something like this for Belobog at some point, you know what? They have hinted that something huge might happen at Belobog in that whole quest with Sparkle after Sampo got back his mask. If something incredibly tragic happens and it puts Belobog in jeopardy, please make a banger OST for Belobog. Make a whole ass music video, Hoyo. I will give you all of my support. I will be so happy, even though it's gonna be depressing as hell. Like, I need the angst. Anyways, that has been my TED talk. I just needed to unleash all of this emotion that has been within me. And again, this entire comparison has been the reason why I'm making this video. So yeah, thank you very much for listening to me. Let us move on to the next song. Naturally, after listening to the song that plays at the Belobog Administrative District, I feel like it was only natural to play the one that plays at Boulder Town, because it is just the perfect opposite to have something that is very heartwarming. Like, even though Boulder Town faces something that is much worse living conditions, this sounds a lot more positive, right? Like, you can feel it within the rhythm. It is a lot more active. Even like the vocals in the background, even though again you do not understand what they're saying, they feel like they have more life behind them. It feels like the bustling of I'm not sure. It's feels like bustling streets, right? As a matter of fact, I feel like that is the name of the OST. I actually lost the name of the song because I needed to remember real quick what the name of it was. Not the name of it was. I need to remember what order the thing was that I renamed it, but I think it was called Streets Abuzz. So that is how you actually know what it is, right? Like, you know that it's something that is very active to begin with. Regardless, this still shows how active, how positive the people of Boulder Town are. And as a whole, even like the people of Boulder Town are positive. We have characters such as Sela, Luca, Hook, Natasha. They're people who strive for more, who haven't given up on Jarrillo 6, and as such, I just genuinely feel that this is absolutely perfect to represent how they still are fighting for a better tomorrow, and it is one of my favorite things to listen to. So, yeah. Also, hold on a second, real quick, before we move on to the next song, I just want to say real quick, I want to say as an honorable mention, this song, which is the one that plays at the Great Mine. And the reason why I wanted to add it is because this song, I have a love-hate relationship with it, because it is a great song, but it was so overused. The reason why I say it was so overused is because this song would constantly play on YouTube ads, and the reason was because it was the song used for that one ad that had Natasha that would pop up on my screen and go, "Hi, I'm Natasha, an underworld doctor, something something something." I don't remember the entire spiel, but if you played Honkai Star Rail back in the day, you know which ad I am talking about. And if I unlocked that memory for you, I am so sorry. Anyways, while I have your attention, if you haven't already, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. It's free, it only takes a second, and if you ever feel like my content and the quality of it ever drops, or you no longer like it, you're always more than welcome to unsubscribe. We're on our way to 3,000, and every single sub really helps out the channel a lot. So I just want to say that I'm very thankful for each and every single one of you that has been able to leave a comment, all the interactions in every single one of these videos. I really am thankful, and you all are absolutely great. You all look absolutely wonderful. So yeah, with all that being said, back to the video. Alright, we have reached yet another song that I have a massive bias towards, because this is a song that plays whenever we are at the Exalting Sanctum. And the reason why I have a massive bias towards is because, to begin with, I would just AFK at this location and vibe with it, because I don't know, just the instrumental and just the way that it sounds is absolutely perfect in my opinion. And then they added Pure Fiction in here. So while I am building my team before I go fight Pure Fiction, I get to listen to this music. So it is just absolute perfection in my personal opinion. So I get to thrive, I get to be incredibly happy, and as a whole, I am living my best life. Not to mention that just like the fact that after so much chaos and a lot of hectic moments, I get to relax here and enjoy myself. It was absolutely perfect. Also, this is a place where, if I recall correctly, is where we are before we enter the seed of divine foresight. Yeah, like just the Exalting Sanctum is one of my favorite places to be at. So just again, partially biased. Also, this like little segment just personally one of my favorite like little moments of the song. Do I have a bias for it? Of course I do. Is this my, not necessarily tier list, but like, is this the selected playlist that I have chosen? Yes. So I just wanted to highlight this one because I don't know, it just, again, I just enjoy listening to it on my free time, and especially while I'm at work. Alright, but moving from something that was old, because Exalting Sanctum came in one of the very first patches, let us move to something that is very new and a completely different tone shift, which is the Shackling Prison. I honestly didn't think I would be a huge fan of this OST. I knew I would like it, but I didn't think I would be such a huge fan of it. It is very eerie. It is very creepy. It feels like a ruin, which I am a huge fan of, but somehow they also managed to make it feel aquatic, which again, very flavorful given the fact that this is an underwater prison. Just it, I'm like struggling to word, but like there is the fact that this reminded me of me exploring an underwater dungeon in The Legend of Zelda somehow. And for that, I am incredibly thankful. It is also somehow both, again, disturbing yet super soothing, which is like perfect somehow for my brain. There is something eerie about the fact that I can enjoy the song when it is not meant to be enjoyed. Like, look, just when you think about it, right? Like, this song is meant to be used as the OST for a prison, right? Yet I am finding it soothing, which is not meant to be the the purpose. Like there's something about it that is relaxing to put your guard down because they're trying to keep a positive appearance, but at the same time you can hear an unnerving air behind it. And I am a huge fan of that. Like I can acknowledge both the positive sides of it and the negative sides of it, and it feels not necessarily like a horror OST, but kind of just like there's something there that I need to be wary of, but they're trying to keep me away from it. And that is what I love. So finally, we're going over Penacony's OST, and I wanted to go first over Dreamflux Reef. Personally speaking, because I was a huge fan of the first time that we arrived here. Not only because of the massive twist that it was to finally being here, but also seeing Misha there, the whole reveal of how everything was just like the entire truth behind it, how Sleepy was actually not a bad guy, how Gallagher wasn't real, Misha wasn't real, how like there were people here with real lives that were at risk of essentially dying for the greater good, quote unquote, of the golden hour. And as a whole, I just really enjoyed the aesthetics of this place. I enjoyed how the true saviors of Penacony and their history were actually displayed in this location. It was absolutely wonderful being able to see how like this place was reminiscent of lost history, right? And the OST felt reminiscent of it. It is melancholic because this place feels like it is about to die. And at the same time, I also feel like having Misha's or well, Mikhail's grave there, having Gallagher's bloodhound, whatchamacallit, statue there, having Tiernan and Rosalina's tombstone there, having Micah as the gravekeeper, just everything there was depressing, and the music really allowed everything to settle in a very proper manner, and it made me appreciate everything that much more. I don't know. It's not like depressing in like a very like saddening way, if that makes sense. It's the right amount of depressing, and I adore that. It's good. It lets you interpret things slowly at your own pace. Also, once again, I feel like I maybe have my own bias here again, but just the fact that they added apocalyptic shadow here, and the fact that I can build my team in here before I begin doing the endgame content just gives it a lot of bonuses for me because I just like listening to this OST. All right, and finally, last but certainly not least, we have one of my favorite songs, not just in Penacony, but probably in the entire game, very high up there alongside with Belobog's OST. Uh, the song that plays at Dream's Edge. This song in particular, I have left my game running just for the sake of listening to this song. I have set my coach to the song countless times, and I have adored just vibing to it. As a matter of fact, I have literally put my phone to listen to the song to just go to sleep, and I have been a huge fan of it. The reason being, as well, is because I have been, as well, a huge fan of Omori. For those that do not know that game is absolutely amazing. It is a psychological horror game that I have adored, and in all honesty, the fact that Omori is the first thought that came into my mind when I first, encountered this place. I knew that Penacony was gonna be incredibly fucked up. So when I saw a lot of the hidden details that were in Penacony, I expected a lot worse. And I still expect things to get even worse. There were a few hidden details that were very disturbing. Like I'm pretty sure that I'm not entirely sure. I still need to look into it. But I think that there were some Dream Jolt troop things, mechanical robots that ate guests. I can neither confirm nor deny. I need to properly look into that because I might have misread that. But now that's in the back of my mind, and I'm scared. Still, again, like I just love the fact that this OST is what made me self-aware of Penacony, and is still one of the things that makes me appreciate the entire chapter as a whole. Is what makes me appreciate many of the aspects of the yawning chasm as a whole, because that update was insane. The whole analysis on depression, nihilism was beautiful. The Adventurine chapter was the best thing that I've ever seen. And to this day, I think, yeah, the Adventurine chapter and the story of Guyun in Yunli's story are some of my favorite stories so far. And I really need to cover that in the video in the future. But I'm yapping a bit too much. I just want to say that, yeah, like this is one of the songs that I've just genuinely adored so freaking much, and I wanted to share that with you all. So yeah, with all that being said, these have been some of my favorite songs that Honkai Star Rail has released. So yeah, let us head on into that conclusion now. You know what? I really didn't think I would be yapping like so much to the point that this video would be over half an hour long. Uh, for this entire thing, I really didn't have a script, and I really wish I had even made some notes, but I will admit again, like I didn't really know what to do for this week. I really just felt like I didn't have an inspiration, so I just kind of grabbed like a random idea I had stashed away in like a corner of like my notes that I didn't really know what to do with, and this is how this video was born. And the more I went through it, the more inspired I became, and I'm very happy now that I made it. Even though I feel like this video probably won't do that well. I'm just happy that I made it, and I'm proud that I made it. Even though I feel like this video is not gonna do that well, I'm just happy that it exists. And I just want to know in the comments down below if what songs are your favorites in Honkai Star Rail, or just what songs are your favorites in general from like video game music. Because like I said, I mentioned how I am a sucker for like video game music in Pokemon and The Legend of Zelda. I even mentioned the OST from Tantal in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Again, I'm a sucker for it. So I would love to know what kind of music you all are a fan, just in general, right? So, yeah, with all that being said and done, thank you for listening to me yapping for literally like half an hour and a little bit more with how much I'm still continuing to talk, regardless. But yeah, I'm gonna cut it short and just do the whole little outro spiel. If you have enjoyed this sort of video and would like to see more like this, maybe even one for like Genshin Impact or Zenless Zone Zero, because like I said, I have been enjoying those OSTs as well, let me know down in the comments. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button. It's free, it only takes a second, and it really helps out the channel a lot. It lets you know that you enjoy this sort of content. And you know, at any point, if you don't like the kind of content that I'm producing, and if you feel like I am dropping off the quality, or you no longer like what I'm doing anymore, you can always unsubscribe. That's perfectly valid. You know, if you no longer like what I do, you don't have to continue being subscribed. So yeah, once again, thank you very much. I hope you'll have a wonderful rest of your day, night, morning, whatever time zone applies to you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.